Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box. Another Wall of Shame appearance. It's the Game Week 27 review. What a week in the Family Fantasy Football League. 3 managers going into the transfer market this week. None of them spending any money on tactical gambits. And we've got a packed edition of Banter in the Box, so I'm going to move at pace. In this edition, we've got your Game Week 27 winners and losers. 4 winners, all picking up a Manager of the Season point. 4 losers, all losing a Manager of the Season point. We've got an update on Chairman's Chats. Quote of the week. A Wall of Shame entry. Really? At this stage of the season, people still not getting it? And last weekend saw the quarterfinals of the Family Fantasy Football League Cup. For the first time, I will be revealing the results of the quarterfinals. I deliberately kept the scores out of this week's update because I wanted to reveal it in this video. And then we got a Manager of the Season update. It was worth 9 Manager of the Season points last week. Did anyone get it right? All will be revealed. And obviously the final slide, as always, a reminder of the Family Fantasy Football League Presentation Awards, Saturday the 8th of June. But without further ado, your Game Week 27 winners. Take a bow. Foxborough Foxes manager Charlotte Williams finally picks up a first Manager of the Season point of the season. Charlotte rose 1 place this week up to 21st, which is the highest that she's been since Game Week 20. And another Manager of the Season point for me. Had to do it. There was little movement in the table this week, but I did climb a place up to 9th. And I haven't been that high since Game Week 16. Take a bow also, Benny United manager Mark Benwell. Like Manchester City, he's hitting top gear at just the right stage of the season. Been climbing and climbing and climbing for weeks now. This is probably his 3rd or 4th week consecutively of being a Game Week winner. He climbed another place this week up to 6th in the table. Mark hasn't been as high as 6th in the table since the 28th of October 2022. But the biggest Game Week winner, take a bow, Sash Hammers FC manager Wayne Robinson. He climbed a place this week up to 4th with a 6th weekly win of the season, and he set a personal highest weekly total with 73 points. And 6 weekly wins is more than double the next person with the most weekly wins. Wayne's got 6. The next person in the race for the most weekly wins has got 3. So he is in pole position for the prize money for the most weekly wins in a season. 1 Manager of the Season point for those 4. Your Game Week 27 losers, hide your head in shame. I've got a life manager Mops Hoxby deliberately didn't pick Haaland at the start of the season. Wanted to do it her own way, and she climbed to the top of the table while Haaland was out injured. But now he's back, and Mops has started to plummet. Down 1 place to 5th in the table. Mops hasn't been as low as 5th since way back in Game Week 13. Hide your head in shame also, Ostrich Bar Stewards manager Steve Maloney. What is going on, Steve? Down another place, 2nd bottom, 27th. Not been that low since Game Week 7. Last year's Cup winners are having a season to forget. Their worst season by far in all their time in the Family Fantasy Football League. Hide your head in shame also, Pez United. Not going to lie, just chose that photo because my furry grandson's in it. Another a bit like Mops. Unsurprisingly, this bit isn't a bit like Mops. Mops as many a time has been flying up at the top half of the table, but for Ryan very rarely gets anywhere near the top half of the table. So it looking like he was going to have an unbelievable season a few weeks back. Got up into the top half of the table. Not quite sure what's gone wrong, but the wheels have come off. Down another 2 places to 18th. That made him the biggest fallers in game week 27. I said there wasn't much movement. 2 places down made him the biggest fallers. And 18th is the lowest he's been since game week 21. And the biggest game week 27 losers again is Norfolk and Chance FC manager Angela Addis again. Stayed rooted to the bottom of the Family Fantasy Football League table. The lowest scorers in game week 27 registering, wait for it, -3 points. 1 manager of the season point lost for those 4. Now, a reminder, Chairman's Chats has been a pretty popular series so far. We've had 3 episodes, sat down with Masters of None manager Jack Hoxby, Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos, and the Creed Bratton Society's Mad Hatter. And the last one with Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos, well, he selected Mops Hoxby, I've Got a Life manager, because in Alexi's words, he thought it would be box office. Well, I don't know what's going on, but I've still only had 4 questions. I'm not going to leave it much longer. So, if you want me to ask Mops the one question that you've always wanted to ask, but were too afraid to, you must email me your message with the subject heading Chairman's Chats. That way I won't lose it. And I will ask that question anonymously. And you could earn yourself 5 Manager of the Season points, because if I will ask Mops what her favourite question was. And if she chooses yours, you get 5 Manager of the Season points. We're going to do it soon. So get your questions in. If I don't get any more, I'll just go with 4. In relation to the Chairman's Chats, or the fact that we're struggling to get questions for the next edition of Chairman's Chats when I sit down with Mops, I had a quote of the week from none other than Benny United manager Mark Benwell. Now, full disclosure, I'm doing this purely to ignite some banter, but Mark emailed me on the back of last week's Banter in the Box when I called the episode, Get Your Questions In for Mops. Mark emailed me with this quote. Obviously, no one cares about the next Chairman Chats because she is so boring. Oh, that is harsh, Mark. It's nearly Mother's Day as well. But just for your bravery, I think you've earned yourself a Manager of the Season point there, my friend. Wall of Shame. This is what the Wall of Shame currently looks like. These managers have appeared on the Wall of Shame because they either selected an invalid team at the start of the season or they've made an invalid transfer. So we've got Greece Lightning manager Alexi Lagos, Clockhouse Rangers manager George Moody, Pez United manager Ryan Perrin, No Happy Endings manager Di Maloney, No Effing Rude Names manager Nicky Lee, Chicken Tikka Mo Salah manager Jordan Jenkins, and not once, not twice, but 3 times Benny United manager Mark Benwell. And incredibly, we had a new addition this week. When a manager tried to make a transfer, transferring out a defender for a midfielder, but their current formation was 4-4-2. So transferring out a defender for a midfielder would have left them with a formation of 3-3-4, which, as you all know, because you've all read the rules that I issued at the start of the season, 3-3-4 is not a valid formation in the Family Fantasy Football League. So, the new addition on the Wall of Shame is none other than Benny United manager Mark Benwell. This is, I think 3 was a record. This is definitely a record. In 28 years of the Family Fantasy Football League, no manager has appeared on the Wall of Shame in a single season on 4 separate occasions. Well done, Mark. 1 Manager of the Season point lost for appearing on the Wall of Shame again. Last weekend was the Family Fantasy Football League Cup quarter-final results. This was the lineup in the quarter-final. Pez United, having a good season but starting to slip down. We're up against Chairman's Choice. Obviously going to win that. High-flying the Creed Brand Society, going for a league and cup double. We're playing 11 Cocks, who are in the bottom half of the table. Defending champions Ontario Grizzlies, whose season's going a bit south. They were up against high-flying Sashhammers FC. And surprise quarter-finalists in the relegation zone, no happy endings, were playing mid-table Green Top Milk. And this was the result. Pez United 31, Chairman's Choice 42. Ryan's heroic march to the FFFL Cup final is ended at the quarter-final stages, falling to the mighty Chairman's Choice, the Cup specialists. Double chasing the Creed Bratton Society 38, 11 Cocks 48. It's the shock of the round as 16th place 11 Cocks knock out the Creed Bratton Society. Won the Cup in their first two seasons. The first and second season they retained it, the Creed Bratton Society, but they haven't won it since. Ontario Grizzlies 31, Sashhammers FC 65. Smashing Ontario Grizzlies into the dirt. Sashhammers FC still with a chance of a League and Cup double. The only team realistically with a chance of doing the League and Cup double into the semi-finals. And no happy endings 35. Green Top Milk 38. So close, Di. But your heroic march to the quarterfinals ends there. Green Top Milk knocking you out, which means the semi-final lineup is Chairman's Choice against 11 Cocks. It's the Brothers Grimm going head-to-head for a place in the final. I've been to the final 6 or 7 times, 3 times a winner. 11 Cocks has never, ever before been to the Family Fantasy Football League Cup final. They'll be hoping to get there for the first time. And Sashhammers FC, once themselves a finalist, a beaten finalist, they've never won it. They'll be hoping to reach their second Family Fantasy Football League Cup final and this time win it. And they go up against Green Top Milk, who are bidding to reach the Family Fantasy Football League Cup final for the first time in their history. So that's your semi-final lineup. Chairman's Choice against 11 Cocks. Sashhammers FC against Green Top Milk. Those ties will take place the first full Premier League fixture weekend in April. Who the fuck is that? I'm losing count. Let's say it was worth 9 Manager of the Season points this week. It's a picture of a current Family Fantasy Football League manager. 3 managers had a go this week. I've Got a Life manager, Mops Hoxby, thought that was a picture of Sashhammers FC manager Wayne Robinson. That was an incorrect guess, Mops. Benny United manager Mark Benwell thought that was a picture of the Creed Bratton Society's Mad Hatter. That was an incorrect guess, Mark. And the final manager to have a guess was Ontario Grizzlies manager Neil Hatch. He thought that was a picture of Foxborough Foxes manager Charlotte Williams. I can reveal that was also an incorrect guess. The manager of the season table, or the top half of it anyway, now looking like this. Angela Addis drops to joint 13th for being a game week 27 loser. She's soon going to drop out of the top half of the manager of the season table. Ryan Perrin drops down to 12th for being a game week 27 loser. Wayne Robinson climbing to joint 9th for being a game week 27 winner. Mark Benwell up to 6th. Scored a manager of the season point for being a game week 27 winner. Scored a second manager of the season point for getting the quote of the week, and then lost a manager of the season point for appearing on the Wall of Shame. But he still climbed he got a point, so he stayed 6th, closing the gap on 5th place Sarah Goodwin to just 2 points. Mops drops to 4th for being a game week 27 loser. And I am out in top, extending my lead for being a game week 27 winner. I'm 4 points clear at the top. I can't win the manager of the season table. It'll be embarrassing. I can't even have a go at the who the fuck is that. It's your own fault, guys. If I win the manager of the season, it'll be your fault. So, it's now worth 10 manager of the season points. It is a picture of a current family fantasy football league manager, and if you can correctly identify the manager, you will get 10 manager of the season points. Remember, only one guess per week per manager. That is it for the game week 27 review. I'll be back next Friday for the game week 28 review. Until then, take care everyone. Bye bye.